Baby, I got a 2-for-1 for you. Chud the Builder and Jake Long have both been put behind bars.
Builders Courthouse right now. The fate of the future of white civilization is here. Will we allow the court system to weaponize against us, to give us two-tiered treatment, or will we stand up as heritage Americans for Chud the Builder, who's been given a raw deal? He will wait.
Yeah, so Jake took his ass up to the hearing about Chud the Builder and decided that he was going to mouth off to the judge. As he was walking out of the goddamn courtroom, he told the judge there was a two-tier caste system. And the judge told that boy, lock his ass up. I love a good 2-for-1 on a Friday morning. Now here's an update on Chud the Builder. His bond has been decreased from 1.2 million to 1 million. But the good thing about it, all the money he's raised, he cannot use it towards his bond. It looks like he had a flight for today to go to Istanbul. So you was about to run right after your first hearing? That's not gonna look good for you, Chud. Now, if Chud the Builder does get out on bond, he has to wear an ankle monitor. He has to give up all his weapons. He cannot talk about this on social media. I'm not too sure about house arrest, but I'm just begging for Jake Long to talk more shit when he goes in front of the judge so his ass will stay locked up. Happy Friday!
You have got to see Jake Lang getting arrested at Chud the Builder's bond hearing today.
Dear Justice. All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why. But anybody on that side of the bar does not have a speaking role in any of these proceedings today. There's not going to be any hoopla or shenanigans from the...
Do they not realize this is real life and it's not like an internet comment section? He thought he was just going to stroll right out of the courtroom and go out and make one of his little out-of-breath, winded videos with his little vest on. And instead the judge was like, nah, put him in jail. And the whole reason he's there is because he thinks it's unfair that Chud the Builder is in jail for doing some similar shit. And now he's going to jail too. I think he got charged with contempt of court. I don't know what kind of, time, I don't know what comes with that, but the look on his fucking face.
You're outside Chud the Builder's Courthouse right now. The fate of the future of white civilization is here. Will we allow the court system to weaponize against us, to give us two-tiered treatment, or will we stand up as heritage Americans for Chud the Builder, who's been given a raw deal? This is two-tier justice. We have to stand against it. Come here, Clarksville.
Two-tier justice system? I guess you ain't wrong about that. You just wrong about who you think is benefiting from it. Heritage American? Did I hear you say that too? Whoever's the leader of the Heritage Americans, I think y'all need to do a little bit more research on your boy. Also, did you say that the fate of the future of the white civilization is in the hands of Chud the Builder? A racist streamer that can't see his kids? Listen, I'm sorry. What was it that you were saying? You were saying you was going to storm Chud's case. Tell me how that went.
All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but take him into custody.
And there you have it. In one fell swoop, we got a racist and a pedophile off the streets. Yeah, Chud the Builder and Jake Lang both in jail and both don't have money to afford bail. Now, I know you heard me say pedophile. You're probably just a little bit confused, but not surprised. Yeah, Jake Lang, he was caught on the sting trying to talk to an underage girl. Ain't that something? And now he's in court defending Chud the Builder. What is it they say about birds flocking together?
We were here in Clarksville, Tennessee, at the courthouse where Chud the Builder, or Dalton Eatherly, just had his court hearing. So the court hearing today was for him to get his bail reduced, which did happen. It got reduced from 1.25 million to 1 million. So they dropped it by 250,000, which I guess is a decent amount of money, but it is still extremely high for what he did or what he is being charged for. There are murderers that got $300,000 bonds, $250,000 bonds, like the guy who murdered Anthony Carmelo, who murdered Austin Metcalf on school grounds during a football game with a stab in the neck. The judges also said that they found body armor and a ticket to Istanbul. It says that on Clarksville Now News, a news site. And they also said they found body armor, which I'm not sure how that is relevant at all. But again, we're just seeing the two-tier justice system here in Clarksville, Tennessee. I know they're scared to give him a lower bond and bail because you know what these people do. They riot, they burn down cities. So hopefully we see justice here for Dalton, aka Chud the Builder. We'll see what happens.
Do y'all know how nice it is to be in Tennessee and hear that Jake Lang just got arrested for contempt in court? It's beautiful. Wow, all these white people honking out.
I feel like this is the image everyone deserves to see. Just right up here. Just Jake Lang being arrested for contempt of court in Montgomery County. This is the image we all need to see. But if you look to the right of the image, you see the pure flush face of Chud the Builder's lawyer as he realizes that Chud's biggest allies are also being arrested, and this does not help his case in any manner. And ultimately, now that Jake Lang has been arrested in Montgomery County, it shows that Montgomery County does not play when it comes to their court system. They do not play with racist bigotry. They do not play with social outbursts. And they warned him not to enter the location, and he still entered anyways. They warned him not to have a device on him, and he had his devices on him. And they warned him that if he acted a fool, he would get arrested. Jake Lang, everyone.
Jake Lang has been arrested after he couldn't control himself during Chud the Builder's latest bond hearing. He broke down and started screaming. He stood up during the middle of the hearing in the gallery and said, "This is a two-tier justice system, political persecution." The judge cut him off mid-sentence, telling him, "You do not have a speaking role today," and then told officers to take him into custody. He was then handcuffed and removed from the courtroom. But the latest details coming out in this case are insane. Chud the Builder had body armor, a rifle, a shotgun, and a ticket to Turkey before shooting that guy outside of the court. And according to video surveillance and witness testimony, Chud the Builder approached the victim first while live streaming. We're also learning the victim was there for a child support hearing, which directly disputes misinformation about him searching for Chud the Builder. After a verbal altercation, Chud the Builder walked away, the victim approached him, then Chud the Builder turned around in a bladed stance and reached for his gun in his jacket pocket. The physical altercation happened after this. The victim did not physically attack Chud the Builder first, so he's going to have a very difficult time getting out of this one.
So, anti-Islam activist and convicted criminal Jake Lang came to Michigan to attempt the largest Quran burning in history, and he was swiftly chased out of Hamtramck, Michigan, and arrested in Dearborn, Michigan. And he was arrested for possession of psychedelic mushrooms just moments before he could reach the location of his purported Quran burning. Jake Lang is a right-wing influencer who was convicted on charges related to his involvement in the January 6th Capitol attack. He had previously staged anti-Islam protests in Dearborn, where he was once again chased out of the city. He was arrested in Minnesota for felonious property damage after destroying a sculpture that said "Prosecute ICE." He organized another anti-Islam protest in New York City in front of Mayor Mamdani's house, a protest that resulted in bomb threats against the mayor. Oh yeah, and as recently as March of 2026, he was caught engaging in inappropriate text conversations with an underage girl. So this man is no stranger to breaking the law, but I guess now he can add drug charges to the list. See, after Jake was chased out of Hamtramck, he moved his book burning to the Islamic Center of America in Dearborn, Michigan. And he was swiftly pulled over for texting and driving. And if you know anything about Dearborn police, you know they do not play about traffic violations. And it was while they had him pulled over that they found he was also in possession of psychedelic mushrooms. Psychedelic mushrooms remain illegal under Michigan state law and are considered a Schedule I controlled substance. Like, these are felony charges, by the way, especially considering he was driving with them and crossing state lines with them. So, good luck trying to come back to Dearborn again, Jake Lang.
Jake Lang tried to speak up in court yesterday, but it wasn't his trial and the judge was having none of it. Watch this.
Justice. All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but take him into custody.
You could just see Edward's face when those handcuffs were clipped on. He wanted to say something, but the judge was having none of it. Now, if you're not familiar with Edward Jake Lang, see, he changed his name because he didn't like Edward. He was arrested for January 6th. He was one of the first ones arrested. On January 16th, 2021, he was arrested and indicted with civil disobedience, assaulting, resisting, impeding officers, assault with a dangerous weapon, obstruction of an official proceeding, restricted ground offenses, and disorderly conduct, and physical violence on the Capitol grounds. He then went into pre-trial detention, and he was there for 4 years. Yes. Then he was released due to the pardon by Donald Trump, and right away, in April of 2025, he had trespassing charges for trespassing on a high school football field. Then on February of 2026, he was arrested in Minnesota for destroying property. That case is still pending. Could spend 5 years in jail for that. In February and March of 2026, he was charged in Washington, D.C. with misdemeanor theft-related offenses and allegedly threatening a Metro Police commander during the January 6th anniversary. On May 2026, he was arrested in Dearborn, Michigan for a number of things, including magic mushrooms, psilocybin, controlled substance possession, and a number of other threats. And then yesterday, old Eddie ran into Judge H. Reed Poland III, who looks like the judicial version of Ron White from the Blue Collar Comedy Tours in the early 2000s. Looks like he drinks just as much and takes just as little bullshit. Now, I confirmed with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department and jail that old Eddie is still sitting in a detention cell this morning, being held on contempt of court charges.
So looks like Jake Lang has been arrested again. Oh no! Yeah, he went to Chud the Builder's court date and decided to mouth off. Talking all sorts of crap to the judge after the judge told him there will be no disruptions in my courtroom. And he goes, well, there's a two-tier justice system here. And tried to walk out. And the judge said, nope, lock him up. And now this is while he has pending charges for destruction of property, driving without a license, because I believe it's suspended because of DUI. Also, he got caught with psilocybin and something else while he was doing his last protest. So he's got a lot of pending charges built up, and now he's been taken in for contempt. I'm sure when he gets in front of the next judge, he's going to go, what the hell are all these charges you built up while we were waiting for you to get to court for the first one?
Goat humper and Florida Senate candidate Jake Lang was just arrested in Tennessee for interrupting the judge during a court hearing for Chud the Builder. Holy shit, that's a headline. Video of the incident has not been released by the Associated Press because the judge doesn't want this hearing to become a online shit show. However, reports say that Jake was asked to leave by Judge Reed Poland after Jake said that Reed abandoned the white race. But as Jake was reaching the door to leave, the judge decided to hold him in contempt of court because nobody should go to a public hearing and be racist as fuck for no reason. It's not the era of the United States that we're living in, and it's also just rude as hell. Unfortunately, Jake can only be held in a Montgomery County jail for up to 10 days, as well as receive a fine of $50 per count of contempt of court. As it stands right now, he's still in there, and I'm waiting records that are requested from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office to arrive in my email inbox. But there could be more charges applied to Jake, so follow me to stay in the loop and stay informed.
The reason why Chud is so angry is the same reason why the far right uses the term race traitor. And it's because if you're a white person and you marry a person of color, you're going to have, children, grandchildren, maybe your children's friend, also your children's friend, your lifelong friends, etc., who are also people of color. And when those are your family members, you are forced to look at life differently, and you are forced to look at life through their eyes and how different it is. And even though you may not experience racism personally, it's still personal to you. So when that happens, other racists lose safe spaces to express their racism in private. And you see that when Chud was streaming and he goes to this, this bar guy, and he sees an older white man wearing a cowboy hat, and they're in Tennessee, and he soft launches his racism. He goes, oh, these bars, they won't let me in because I say the N-word, but I'm using my free speech. And then the guy, he goes, well, 2 of my boys are black, so I understand why they don't want you to say that. Is that where, especially nowadays, you really can't tell by looking at someone whether or not they have people of color in their family. And it's this resentment and frustration. And I think why he's so openly angry and mad, that he just can't go around and say anything to anyone, because you really don't know. And especially, even though we had like a bump, like a year or 2 years ago, we're back on track to like, you can't say that.
We're here in Tennessee right now, Clarksville, where Dalton Eatherly, aka Chud the Builder, our brother in Christ, our white friend that is being persecuted because he's white and decided to defend himself against an assailant who was black. We need to stand up for Chud right now. If you're in Tennessee, get to the Clarksville courthouse. It's called the Montgomery County Courthouse. 9 a.m. They're going to determine if Chud gets to go home on bond or if he's going to rot away in prison. Unlike Carmelo Anthony or unlike any black murderer, let's see if Chud makes bond. They already set it at $1.25 million, which is exorbitant and completely against any kind of normal law strategy. So we are standing against this weaponized, two-tiered lawfare against white Christians. Please be there today.
All right, for the record, Mr. Eatherly's now in the courtroom with
two-tier justice.
All right, take him into custody. Take him into custody. I told you, sir, you did not have a speaking role today. You decided that you wanted one for whatever reason. I don't know why, but take him into custody. However, anybody on that side of the bar does not have a speaking role in any of these proceedings today. There's not going to be any hoopla or shenanigans from the gallery. You're going to be removed, and I'll talk about that in a second.
Reasonable to have a gag order on the defendant should he make bond, and I guess even while he's in the jail and has his, I don't know, iPad or whatever, but he cannot live stream, host, or anything that indirectly or directly encompasses these offenses.
That's a $1 million bond with the following conditions: no weapons, GPS monitor. There will be a gag order for Mr. Eatherly regarding social media and live streaming about the facts or the parties involved in this case.
He threatens to pull that gun, and sometimes he does pull it out. He brandishes the gun to try to scare people. Well, he shot a guy, and long story short, he shot a guy about a couple of weeks ago, and he ended up in jail. He's sitting in jail right now on a $1.25 million bond. He's raised over $250,000 in his Sin, Save, Go, whatever. I can't never say that damn name of that funding company. But he's raised over $250,000 from a legion of other uncivilized mutts who would like to see him beat the case where he shot a man, tried to kill a man. But right now he's in jail for attempted murder, and he's trying to get out. Well, it wouldn't be surprising if that was copycats, right? Because, you know, there's a lot of people in this country that don't have an original thought, and they all.
Chud the Builder case just keep getting better and better. Oh, Montgomery County is my favorite place. Montgomery County is my kind of place at this moment. Montgomery County is starting to look like my kind of place. Because that just said, oh, whoa. Take him into custody. And his face, you can see that the white privilege completely, like, his card got denied. Like, he swiped and his card got denied because he was walking with his chest puffed out. He said, take him into custody. He said,
all right, take him into custody.
I know your ancestors told you how bigoted they were and how that was the real America when they were able to hurt black people and disrespect other races of people and be rude and outlandish and disrespectful. Freedom of speech is not freedom from consequence, right? Freedom of speech is not freedom to be a bigot and racist and harass people. People are tired of this mess. As of right now, they said, we're going to lower your bond to $1 million. You can't hold no weapons, and you got a gag order. So, have the day you deserve, Chud.